Hey, what's up, guys? It's going to be the Sabbath in an hour or two for me. I was just reading the Bible, got up early, and just happened to read Hebrews 4. And, people have brought up Hebrews 4 to say that there is no Sabbath anymore to me before, which is just ironic because as I read it again, it's just absolutely 100% clear that you do have to keep the Sabbath. You have to enter into his rest. And it says that, let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. And it also says, and they to whom it was first preached entered not in because of unbelief. So they didn't enter into the rest because of unbelief. Let's just read it. Let us therefore fear, lest the promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. So if the rest was just resting in Jesus, the name of Baal, then how could you come short of it? If it's every day and you just rest in, then there's nothing to come short of. But if the Sabbath is the seventh day of the week from Saturday dawn to Sunday dawn, then you can come short of that. For unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. For we which have believed do enter into rest, as he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. For he spake in a certain place on the seventh day on this wise, as God did rest the seventh day from all his works. And in this place again, if they shall enter into my rest. And God did rest the seventh day from all his works. And in this place, if they shall enter into the rest. So they're talking about the seventh day Sabbath, okay? Seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein, and they to whom it was first preached entered not in because of unbelief. Again, he limited a certain day, saying to David, today after so long a day, as it is said, today if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts. For if Yeshua the Messiah had given them rest, then would he not afterward have spoken of another day? There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of God. So it's saying if the Messiah came and just gave them rest, then why did he speak afterwards of another day? I don't know if I made any sense right there, but for he that is entered into his rest, he has also ceased from his own works as God did his. So for he that entereth in the rest ceased from his work as God did. So if it's every day, that means you don't work at all, ever. So let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. So not entering into the rest is the same as unbelief. For the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit in the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So if you read this and you just hear, oh, I don't have to keep the Sabbath, man, it's the word has already cut you asunder. Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in sight, but all things are naked and opened unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do. Seeing then that we have a great high priest that is passed into the heavens, Yeshua, the Son of God, the Son of God. He didn't send himself. He sent his Son. Tells you right here, the Son of God. People call God a liar, and they call the Messiah a liar when they say that's not his Son, when they say he's not the Father. For we have not a high priest which cannot be touched with the feelings of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted like as we are, yet without sin. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need, and grace is the divine influence upon your heart. So come boldly unto the throne of conviction, that that we find conviction in time of need, when you're tempted to fall to your own lusts. May we find grace and to help in that time of need. Praise Yah for that. Otherwise, we'd be lost. So yeah, guys, you got to keep the Sabbath. It's a blessing to keep the Sabbath. All healing comes from the Sabbath. Devils get cast out by the 10 Commandments. And the 10 Commandments, it all starts with the Sabbath. If you're not keeping the Sabbath, then you've never kept the 10 Commandments. You've never been able to cast out those demons because you're not keeping the Sabbath holy. By the finger of God wrote the 10 Commandments, and the finger of God cast out devils. Anyone that tries to cast out your devils without the finger of God, without you keeping the 10 Commandments, it's a false sign and wonder. You go to a church and they put their hands on you and you feel better and, oh, my demons were cast away. That's a lying sign and wonder. That's why these people that get their demons cast away have to get their demons cast away like 100 times. They keep coming back and back and back and have to get hands laid on them, and because they're not keeping the commandments. They go right back to whatever filth they're doing. In fact, maybe we should read a little bit of Exodus to cap this off. Exodus 31. And the Lord Jehovah spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily my Sabbaths ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Lord Jehovah that doth sanctify you. Ye shall keep the Sabbath therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. 6 days may work be done, but in the 7th is the Sabbath of rest, holy to the Lord Jehovah. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. And of course, sacrificial law is done away with, so, Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. Let's read it again. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to obtain the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. So don't say you're a Gentile. Don't say you're a dried tree. You have to get grafted into the house of Israel. He only came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So if you want to get into the kingdom, you got to keep the 10 Commandments, get grafted into the house of Israel. If you're part of the house of Israel, then there's a perpetual covenant for you. There's no Gentile. Therefore, don't call yourself a Gentile. Therefore, you are no more Gentiles, but fellow citizens in the house of God. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days did Jehovah make heaven and earth, and on the 7th day he rested and was refreshed. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of God. I don't know if we want to read any more. Maybe I'll cap it here, but Deuteronomy 4. Maybe read a little bit. So and yeah, keeping the Sabbath is part of the 10 Commandments. And if we go to Deuteronomy 4, it says, But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons, especially the day that thou stoodest before the Lord thy God in Horeb, and he declared unto you his covenant which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments, and he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. So teach your sons and your sons what you did in Horeb, where you received the 10 commandments. All right, guys, I hope you keep today is the Sabbath for me in an hour or two. I hope you guys keep the Sabbath holy.